Get excited. Oh, Jeff's, never mind, he's okay, that's fine. We're here, we're live on the internets. It is time for the next installment of Battle for Daggerford with the evil party, this time in inverted commas, because, you know, labels, bro. Both parties have done some good shit, both parties have done some decidedly evil shit, so nominally evil party. We probably won't do the Faerun recap. I feel like at this point, you've probably got all of our 10,000 recurring viewers would have a handle on the Faerun aspect, so we'll probably just do a more brief recap of where we are up to, what happened last episodes and such.
Last episode on Battle for Daggerford.
That's the one. So last episode was pretty hectic, actually. We had the good party go and get themselves in trouble with some orcs, which they'll deal with later. So we won't talk too much about them now. We'll stick to the evil guys. So basically, last week, some gangster shit went down, I think is reasonably appropriate to say.
Technical term for it.
So basically these guys were continuing their kind of triple crosses, and when going back to assassinate the Zentarum Wenzel for the daggers, they were then essentially a lot of different things played out.
We wanted to speak to the manager.
Yeah, so basically there they had, I guess, an encounter with their contact Wenzel. The encounter started with them kind of killing his two guards, and then things kind of came to, I guess, negotiation, and Wenzel, basically it was kind of overcome and interrogated by the party. He revealed kind of, you know, what little he knew of their dreams that have kind of been hinted at, and that his leader, Benala T, the leader of his particular cell of Zentarum in Daggerford, should know more. So they were then able to meet with Benala. There was yet more shenanigans with Shalim actually charming Benala, and Benala's quite a high-level mage of the Zentarum, and Benala was basically able to give a bit more information about these dreams, basically that the kind of mystical sect of the Zentarum who kind of sit above him were aware that you related to some, you know, kind of dark underlying power or cataclysm that will come in the future, and that is, you know, kind of where the mentioning of the dreams have come from. So essentially, basically, you guys have been informed the Zentarum have knowledge a bit higher up the chain of you guys, and that you are special somehow, but that the information that Benala was able to give is limited.
Special.
There was discussion, yeah, like every fantasy novel, you are the chosen people. That could get edited out of context. Anyway, basically, so yeah, the Zentarum have provided a level of information, and then from there, you also gained, Shalim gained Wenzel's pet snake, and then you guys, through negotiation with Banality, it was agreed that you would basically use Wenzel as an human explosive device. You went and got a bomb made by a dodgy dwarf. You strapped it to Wenzel. Despite his pleas and protestations for his life, both you guys and Banality were deaf to his cries. At one point, even kind of trying to talk him into it more, and finally with Banality actually silencing him and compelling him to walk into the lair of, or at least one of the safe houses of the daggers, and you guys heard an explosion shortly afterwards. By the way, watchers in the chat, if there are any audio issues, anyone's too loud, anyone's too quiet, don't hesitate to point that out. I love it. I will not be mad. It helps. Aaron Shepherd, Wenzel prefers IED. Yeah. So we didn't necessarily think of it in terms of how Wenzel's actions could be described. But anyway, look, it arose is out of roleplay motivations. It's a game. Just before we get into the state of play today, we will introduce our fine cast. First off, Della, if you'd like to introduce yourself.
Hi everybody,
and who you're playing.
I'm Del, with Big Brain Ethics D&D lady. You can find me on TikTok at Mootley, Mootley, where I specialise in traumatizing players.
All right, and and who are you playing today?
Sorry, and I'm playing Inkiri, our lovely druid swamp queen.
All right, and Ty?
Hey, I'm Tyrone, or Ty for short. I've got my own personal social medias under Tyrone, my real name, and I'm not really public, like I don't really do anything entertaining, so there's no point really sharing my stuff. I'm playing Andre, who is a very large and very stoic dragonborn barbarian who's got like white dragon lineage. So he's a big frosty white dragon boy who likes to skewer things and roast them on a spit, and yeah.
All right, and Krim. He's a cool guy.
Yeah.
Thanks,
Aaron.
I'm Krim. I'm playing Orc, who is not an orc. I have no idea why I'm here other than to experience all things and ponder the unknown.
Okay, David.
So firstly, shout out to Lazy Eggsy, some random Dutch artist who did some awesome art that I totally jacked. If you're not cool with it, Lazy Eggsy, just let me know. But in the meantime, I'm using it, okay? I sent you a bunch of tweets. I wanted to get through to you, and I wanted to ask permission. It's all good.
Now you're asking forgiveness instead.
Now I'm asking forgiveness instead, because it's a badass looking UNT that you drew. Really cool.
Yeah,
so
you could stay in the top left corner currently on the screen.
Yeah. Lazy Eggsy, go check out her artwork. I think it's a her. And also check out my judo website. I'm getting a new judo website made up as we speak. Zenyo, Zenyo judo. If you live in Melbourne, this will make sense. Otherwise, fly over, break COVID restrictions, and do judo in Melbourne. No, don't do that.
That opinion is not supported by anyone else on the street.
Just note Twitch admins. We were joking. Look, hey, and I'll put on a mask now just to repeat. No,
not represent any views of the viewers of this channel.
Yeah. My character is Shalim Lush, the UNT sorcerer.
Beautiful. Please. So what I might do, you guys don't necessarily know this, but I guess as a little bit of flavour for the audience, we might just play through what actually happened to Wenzel via my brief description. So basically, you guys were aware this particular area was a safe house, and that was kind of underground under the ruined area, which we've already experienced a fair bit in Farmers Row. Seems to be a particularly lawless part of Daggerford. It seems to be a place where let's say that the town guard aren't putting in overtime to kind of look after. So basically, you had sorted out Wenzel. He had this large explosive device that he himself could trigger. He was strapped around him in a case sort of thing, and basically he begged for his life. This fell on deaf ears, and then he was finally compelled by Banality, the Zentarum mage, who had but mere hours before been Wenzel's employer, and you think your line manager's bad. So yeah, basically, cruelly and heartlessly, he compelled, using arcane forces, he compelled Wenzel to basically walk in and detonate himself. So we'll start at the point Wenzel leaves, and so Wenzel is in this kind of, it's in a very weird state, because there is a part of them that is distinctly aware that this is not what he wants to do. But there is also another part of him that is completely at the will of the arcane forces from Banality. So kind of each step there's this inner conflict, but the arcane forces are stronger and he's unable to shake it off. So he kind of walks himself to the ruined building and kind of walks and strolls in, and there's kind of one of these, none of this is kind of happening, it's all actually happening. There's one of the toughs.
Do we escort him there? As he is our gift, we are gifting him as to be interrogated.
If you wanted to do it in that way, we certainly can. Yeah, is that how you want to do it?
Are you guys okay with that?
We're gifting a person.
Okay, all right then. All right, so you guys have arrived at the the ruined house. The top of this broken staircase stands one of the daggers in distinct typical dagger form. He is a dwarf. They seem to be largely peopled by dwarves and humans. Scarred up arms, the usual like tattoos and things like that. He looks like he's been around, he's been here, he's been there. Cuts an intimidating figure. Look of confusion, I think, because they weren't really. Actually, no, they did ask you to bring Wenzel back. Yeah, they were. I was going to say, I think they were expecting to kill him, but no, you were actually asked to bring him back alive. So there is no look of confusion. It's like, I see you brought back the prisoner.
Absolutely, as discussed at the inn earlier this evening, we present you your gift.
And I'll just say as well, at this point, Banality he's waiting elsewhere outside, not currently being seen. Good, okay. Let's get him inside and interrogate him with De Frederick. And
fantastic. We've done our job. Just do the interrogation and let us know how it goes. We'll be waiting to hear the news.
Don't you want to come in and get payment from De Frederick?
Yes, we've done our job. We want our money.
Okay, come inside then. And so basically he pulls across one of those things. I don't know what they're called.
The bouncer dividers?
Yeah, one of the bouncer dividers, and turns around, and you guys can now walk in.
Hang on. Are we walking with Wenzel?
Yep.
That's what we were giving him over.
All right.
Handing over one.
Have we kind of gone back? Because at the end of the last session.
At the end of the last session, we'd had a
walked
chat
in and
to
explained
DeFranco.
it. No, he actually walked. Oh, okay, yeah. Sorry, I forget. I thought just
at the end of the last session, he'd blown himself up.
You narrated a little story that he.
No. This is a retcon. We're redoing it.
Okay.
Okay,
Right.
I'm okay with that.
That's cool.
Because I do. He walked off and exploded, but I'm okay with this even deeper sadism. It's fine.
Yeah, because we didn't have much time. It was very much like the end of the session.
Cool. No, I'm fine with that. I'm happy for it to go that way. So yeah, basically, if you guys want to get paid, he's invited you inside. He's gesturing in.
Charlene looks around slightly nervous at that because he knows what's up. He's like, yes, yes, we of course require our payment. Can you not bring it out to us? Wasn't it just 50 gold apiece, or was it more?
Stress, remember, Wenzel's going to have a lovely conversation. We'll just get our money, and then they can have a lovely conversation, and then we can leave while they're having their lovely conversation.
All right, roll a persuasion check. He's starting to be a little bit. I'll get a persuasion check from Shalim and from Inkeri, please. First rolls of the day. Good luck.
Ooh. Not the best.
Oh, hang on. I think I've just got one moment.
All good.
Oh, Shalim with the silver tongue.
So he's listening to Inkeri, and he's kind of starts to
bring us the payment.
He's kind of like, why couldn't you just? And then hearing Shalim. He's like, meh, okay, shrugs his shoulders. He goes in and takes Wenzel with him. There is a brief pause, let's say minute, not particularly long. And
Kiri's like, Dude, he was going to have a conversation. That was part of his instructions. He wasn't going to set him off straight away.
No, yep, cool.
Be more calm with these things, darling.
But exploding straight away is fun. So then, basically, he...
I love it out while we're all talking. Orc just tries to sneak off into the background and then trips over something and then just
just like a loud shovel clang.
Oh, Orc.
We're just kind of chatting and what are you doing?
It's like, no, nothing.
I just want to say, anything I do in chat, I am fully committed and have thought this out very deeply.
Beautiful.
So you're welcome to use any narrative plot.
I love it.
All right, so he comes back a short while later, 30 seconds to a minute, obviously long enough to have a quick word with De Frederick and hand you the money. He's like, all right, thanks. Fuck off then.
Yes, yes, thank you. Enjoy your prize.
No worries, I'm sure De Frederick will have more work for you soon. We could use intrepid violent people like yourselves. And he gives a kind of a mocking salute.
I'm sure you won't forget us.
Yes.
All right, you guys.
Backs away from leave the blast radius.
All right, so we'll say you
And
guys.
stays close to clean up the mess.
You will say you guys move a little bit. Hang on, I'm going to message from Good Party, just making sure it's not about my tech going wrong. I don't think. Oh my god, how many windows do I have open? Where are all these windows sneaking from in the
Look,
background?
I only DM face to face. I do not know how you balance all of this stuff.
Alright, I'm sure. I knew I didn't need to check that. But all good. Now I know that rather than just knowing I knew it. Alright, so basically you guys move up, up the street a little bit. We'll switch briefly, I guess, to Wenzel's point of view. So as described before, there is this,
Do we have different music for Wenzel? This feels a little bit too
merry.
chirpy. It needs to be like his death march.
Oh,
Let's
no.
give him that respect.
Perfect. No, it's perfect.
You cold-blooded motherfucker. All right. So, we'll switch to Wenzel's point of view. So basically, Wenzel's kind of led in, roughly and kind of dragged up to De Frederick, and basically this takes about 30 seconds to a minute, and De Frederick is looking down at Wenzel, and he goes to basically open his mouth to speak, and then there's like a slight clicking sound, and bang, a very 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 loud explosion. Basically, so Wenzel kind of looks up at De Frederick, and basically, as soon as he goes to open his mouth, the compulsion takes over, and it does trigger the explosive. It is very loud. You guys can hear it without any trouble from where you are, so you do have a bit of a suspicion that, it will arouse some notice. I think that works. However, Banality at this point says, you need to go in there. That's not his accent. You need to go in there and you need to make sure there are no witnesses. I will cover the door. And as he's talking to you, he does a brief somatic gesture with his hands, and you see him slowly morph into a figure of an older elven male dressed in the colours of the town watch, and he gestures you guys down. You can see basically it's dark down there. There's a lot of rubble, but there does appear to be a clear path into the basement.
Orc? Andre?
Yes, finally.
You've been waiting.
Let's go.
All right, let me set you guys on the right map. So basically, as you start to, we won't quite trigger the map yet. As you start to walk down the stairs, there is choking smoke kind of billowing out of it. So you guys will probably need to find a way to either clear that or something like that. At the moment, there would be nil visibility as a result.
Inkiri casts light on her staff and pushes it forward in that direction so the meatheads can see where they're going.
Sorry, that sound effect again?
Yeah, Andre doesn't admit anything publicly, but he's appreciative of the light.
All right.
Actually, no, not to her own staff, because she can do this. She walks up and puts her hand on Andre's big ass, was it axe or sword? What have you got?
No, I've got a giant, basically a giant spear, but technically, rules-wise, it's a pike, but it's basically a giant
on his
spear.
pike.
Yeah.
And we haven't taken a rest, have we? So,
No.
Like, I'm down 2 charm spells.
So what I would say at this point, you've now got visibility to enter. However, the smoke may well still be a bit of a hazard. So it still presents a physical danger, even though you've mitigated the visibility to some extent. You are welcome to kind of stroll in there and risk it as you wish, but there'll probably be consequences for that. So it's up to you.
Salim, do you have anything for the wind? Thaumaturgy or something that can blow a nice breeze and clear the air.
Thaumaturgy, I'm sure if that was a real spell, I would have heard of it.
The funnest thing about that spell is saying it, to be fair.
That's true.
Let me check. I have, if I show you my true form, my cursed form, then perhaps I can create a blaze or an earthquake, but nothing that controls the air. I can kind of freeze things and burn things.
All right.
And poison things. But no.
I guess we're just going to have to do it then.
All right.
She'll also cast Shillelagh in preparation.
Beautiful.
Because she can.
All right. So you guys start down the kind of rubbly, broken staircase. The smoke is very thick. At this point, you find that you have decent level of visibility. As you start down the staircase, which is about 10 feet down, you start to hear the sounds of kind of people groaning in pain and things like that, which is, I assume, awfully pleasant. Now I can put you guys on the map.
And she will also use her wild shape to cast symbiotic entity, which basically makes her melee weapon attacks deal an extra 1d6 necrotic.
Stuff. What's the marching order, guys?
I'll happily lead.
All right.
Inkiri, because she's a little bit more tough than Snake Boy, is happy to go after the meat shields.
Unless there's any disagreements, I already said I just walked straight in. I have dark vision as well.
Cool. All right, so we'll put you first.
Yeah. So Orc can just lead it, because he could see naturally. So I'll hang back a little bit with Ankiri because I have to rely on her light. Even though,
just to be clear,
I'll never
I went into the smoke. Sorry.
Yeah. I'm just saying Andre would never admit it, but unfortunately he is limited, unlike Orc, who can just walk in the darkness.
Oh, the light lasts for an hour and is completely independent of me. It's cast on your pike, so you are in complete control. You don't need to stay near me to keep it going.
Yeah, no, that's cool. I'm just
Shalim is going to follow behind Inkiri, and something weird seems to be happening to Shalim. Like, he's starting to kind of mutter, and his little slightly forked tongue is shooting in and out, and he's stuffed little Wen away, keeping him safe, and his muscles and his frame are starting to kind of change a little bit, but nothing's happened just yet.
All right. As you start to walk down into the thick smoke, can I just get a Constitution save from the two guys up the front, Lon and Andre?
No problem.
Yep, beautiful.
Hey, tasty.
Okay, so both of you kind of, take a deep breath before you stride in, like make some form of attempt to cover your mouth with something and stride into the smoke, and you find that at this point it's had no effect on you. You've quite successfully passed your save. So as you get to the bottom of these steps, Orc, you can see about 10 feet ahead of you there is a wounded, basically you can see, everything in the room. We'll say that, with the aid of the light spell and your dark vision and all those sorts of things that you guys can clearly make out this room. You can see that there are some, it's a gruesome scene. Everything's kind of, the floor's broken up, there's rubble everywhere, and you can see figures on the ground kind of pathetically scrabbling around, and like, just it really is a horrific scene. There's like an arm here, a leg there, but immediately 10 feet ahead of you, there is one of the daggers lying there on the floor, kind of pathetically grabbing at the stump of his arm.
At a quick glance, does it look like this is like battle related, or does it look like they've been like ripped apart by a giant animal?
No, like by a giant explosion. So basically,
this is from the explosion. Yeah.
So basically, it seems like everyone in the room, except with the possible exception right down the very end, you can see DeFrederick, who looks very wounded, but a bit more intact than the people around him. Everyone around him is basically unconscious, verging on death, including Wenzel.
Every single, as they all pass each moaning person, the spores that have appeared recently around Inkiri just touches them and deals 1d4 necrotic as a reaction, and just touches each person as she passes them.
Are you going to do that to Wenzel as well?
Yep.
All right.
Wait. How is Wenzel still not paced?
How is he not paced? Well, Wenzel was a special man with quite a few hit points, and also
cut out there.
Wenzel is a special man who had a decent amount of hit points for his level, and because he is, that's why.
But he was ground zero.
I think it's a magical world, he magically somehow didn't die.
Hey,
but
listen,
he's not looking good.
Up. Oh wait, he is.
No, I don't know. This is all from
by the gods. He's blessed by the many gods.
This was all written in a scroll I found on the side of the ocean. Hang on. Do I know how to moderate? Hang on. I got to do a moderator thing. Do I remember how to do that? Block. How dare you, sir? Get out of my chat.
What? You don't want to become famous?
No. I'm already famous. Can't you tell by the 6 viewers that I'm already famous?
But you could buy more, Josh. You could buy more.
Indeed. It's like, I love how they don't even change up the message. It's the same every time. Anyway, so yeah, basically, but Wenzel's not looking great. Like he bits of him are missing. His entire body is horribly burned, as is basically everyone. So you're looking through a room of everyone but DeFrederick basically verging on death. Inkeri has decided, so you all enter. Well, if you're all going to enter and do that, can I get a con save from the remaining party members that haven't already? You can position yourselves where you like. Charlene.
Sorry, I accidentally logged out of Roll20. I don't know what happened.
Oh, there it is.
You fool!
Yeah.
Damon, you're letting the team down, Damon.
You are, Damon. Fuck's sake, mate.
Where do I get my tokeny avatary thingamajig from?
Hang on, I put them down. Let me make sure I've got them on the right layer. It helps if I put them on the token layer so you guys can actually see them.
There I am. Yeah, so we entered up here.
Yeah, so I'll say that Inkeri's action is a free action, and then we'll roll initiative. But first, so Inkeri kind of walks in and surveys the carnage around her, the moaning and dying members of the Daggers and Wenzel. And as it's something you just passively do. You don't even necessarily have to actively do it, do you, Inkeri?
Yeah, it's a reaction. So they exist, but then I can make them do this.
Beautiful, reaction. Good. I like that.
So they kind of like, she looks out and kind of in the most almost empathetic kindness that you've ever seen out of Inkiri, she kind of just reaches out, and as she passes them, they just breathe in the spores and then just stop.
So basically, you guys, just a few seconds, say 30 seconds or so after Inkeri enters the building, you see her concentrating. Suddenly, the moans of the dying and distraught just go quiet, one by one, into complete silence. And you, to the extent that
Return to the cycle, my children.
to the extent that you might have heard their breathing or anything like that, that obviously goes silent too. Leaning against the back wall, however, on some mangled and blown up furniture, looking heavily wounded, but still to some degree alive, is De Frederick. And he looks at you guys, spits a big gout of blood on the floor and says, "Should have known, you fucking cunts." Roll initiative. Hang on, before you do though, let me give everyone turn order so that we don't need to, and let me just capture the last turn order here because I'm going to need that later. Oh, I already did that. Oh my god, I was proactive about something. Sweet. Alright, let's give you a turn.
Wow, that's a D20 I didn't need.
Yeah,
Yay! I critted! Woohoo!
yeah, crit initiative.
Add turn.
I got you.
Good job.
Alright. Inkeri got 22. Don't spoil me, bro.
Yeah, you can voice your insults quicker than anybody else can react, Inkeri.
Remove all turns. Clear. Oh, feck's sake. Alright, hang on. Add turn. Alright. So, De Frederick, who is currently a bandit captain, apparently, he hasn't rolled yet, so Andre or
Shalim, please roll initiative.
Lon 23. Inkeri.
When you get back into roll 20, obviously.
Got some high initiative there. Alright, let's get initiative out of this fella. Uh, 21. Oh, we got decent initiative.
Oh, bloody hell. You're all... Yeah, whatever. Yeah, Andre obviously doesn't care, so he's not bothering reacting quickly in this situation.
Bandit captain. Oh no, it's Inkeri with 22. Inkeri 22. 10 initiative. I don't know. Alright. Is that everyone? No, Lon was far out. It keeps undoing and doing it as I put everyone's in. Alright. Shalim was... Oh, we need initiative from Shalim. Initiative, Shalim.
Wait, why am I at turn order 21? Or is that...
Ignore that, it's being fixed at the moment in another window. You guys, like, what goes to stream is just the player screen. There's things happening in the background in the DM screen. Need your initiative roll, Damon. Nah, can't hear you, man. What's going on? Excuse us a second, Damon having some sound issues. Oh, crit fail on the initiative. Alright, and Lon was 23. Now, actually... Captain's 21. Actually, save the fucking...
So Shalim's even more distracted than me. Is Shalim like staring at at a bug on the ground or something and just like
Is
He's
observing...
playing with his new pet.
He rolled initiative before, though. Was it an issue or?
No, that was a con save he rolled before.
Oh, my bad.
Where? Hang on. Where did
Yeah.
he...
He's trying to say something.
I got the con save. I didn't see an initiative roll. What's wrong with your sound, Damo? No worries. Have I at least got the fucking... Yes, I have. Sweet. Finally. Alright. Descending. Beautiful. There we go. Should be looking good now.
Check, check.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Hear
Lon.
Yeah, the bard is back.
Okay, so what happened was I was in test mode and I rolled a 13 and I thought you guys could hear me, but then anyway, I don't mind the 13 or the crit fail, I don't really care, but I'm just annoyed about the sound.
What? So you're back now,
All right.
but it seems like
Now.
now
All right,
it's
you're
no
back- you're back
headphones
now.
on.
That's
I
not
just
matter.
hate it, like, it takes like about 2 minutes to realize that no one can hear you.
Yeah,
Because
I
you just
know.
think people are talking to each other and
Yeah.
not answering. Oh, it does my head in.
Alrighty then. So, Orc, it's your turn. All icons bar for De Frederick are dead as fuck, so you may ignore them. You may even stand on top of them if you should so wish.
So, just to clarify, the one in the middle is Wenzel, and the one in the back is this dude that's still standing.
Yep. He's looking
Okay,
mighty
cool.
wounded, and if not for the fact that he was, a little more up the chain, he would have been killed by the explosion. But like Wenzel, he's middle management, so he gets a few more hit points.
Middle management.
Nice. Okay. I very excitedly for combat zip past him straight to this dude and just starts furiously striking.
All right. What's your movement? Because each square is 5 feet.
35.
So
yeah, no, he's
yeah, it's fine.
He's a crazy monk. He can
Going
do
past
it.
the dwarf on the left there. I don't know if you have to roll that for attack of opportunity or whatever.
No, they're all dead. Everyone is dead except for De Frederick leaning against the back wall. And De Frederick himself, it appears his sword's been blown away, his armor is in tatters, and he appears fairly wounded. So he's been affected by the explosion as well. I would stress that.
Okay.
But everyone else is dead as fuck as Inkeri euthanized them gently with her spores.
So what we'll say during this combat, if that's cool, because they have to be within 10 feet of her. They're all incapacitated anyway.
Yep.
So I'll spend my entire time in this fight just winding around
slowly giving people the
returning them to the cycle.
Tender mercy. It's a mercy killing.
That's what it is, totally.
That sounds good to me. So Orc. Well, that definitely the first one.
Kick.
All three of those hit. So basically, Orc just strides in and ends up just full sprinting up to De Frederick, and De Frederick, pretty much as soon as he's got like the last word out of his mouth, is all of a sudden like attempting to dodge punches. However, the first one catches him clean in the jaw, the second to the side of his face as he tries to parry the first, and then as his arms are kind of scrabbling to kind of defend on each side, you launch a third blow, an uppercut into his... Do you attack 3 times around at level 2? You beast.
Key
Points.
Key.
Gotcha. All right, so that is how much total damage? That is 16 damage.
So it's not quite Fist of the North Star, but it's just like, you bet you beat the crap out of him.
Yeah. So and I mean, he was already looking grim. He still looks grim now. His face is as bloody as the rest of him.
He's already dead.
That's your movement and your action. Was there anything else you wanted to do? Do you have a bonus action?
None that applies, so we're all good.
Alrighty then. Thank you very much, darling.
Just standing in a very like
that was to my wife,
charismatic pose.
in case anyone was wondering who I was darlinging. Hang on. All right, beautiful. So that would make it the bandit captain's turn. He takes 2 attacks, normally with his sword. Bandit captain, I mean De Frederick. However, his sword's been blown away in the attack. You can't see his sword, but he's going to take 2 shots at you with his dagger. 11. I'm assuming that doesn't hit, Krim?
Oh no, 16, man.
All right, 11 and 12. So he's got a dagger kind of in each hand, and he attempts to return your punches with steel, and takes 2 slashes at your face. And you're able to quickly kind of matrix back out of the way, and you can hear the whistle of the dagger as it passes through the air in front of your face. You are, however, unharmed. Andre, your turn.
Yeah, so I'm just going to stride up to here and just sort of like put a foot down, like stomping on Wenzel's arm to make sure he can't move and get away or do anything.
Mm-hmm.
He's dead.
He's dead.
He's dead.
Is he fully dead now?
Yeah, I did offer the option, but Inkeri elected to euthanize him.
Okay. Okay, so he's fully dead. No problem. So
He was mean to me. I didn't like him.
Yeah, okay. That's understandable. So 1, 2, 3, 4, blah. Okay, so it's just the captain left.
Yep. De Frederick, I should really have changed his name, but anyway, he is a bandit captain. It is an accurate job description for De Frederick.
Yeah, so I'm just gonna. I'm trying to decide if we want to interrogate him or whatever, but it's possible that we might want to interrogate him. But
you would gather from your even. I get that Andre may not be the sharpest member of the party. He's more about the violence. But I think even you would have picked up on the fact that Benalla didn't want any prisoners. This mission is not for anything other than cleanup.
No. Yep. Yeah, let's just finalize. Let's just end this.
Doesn't mean you have to do it, but that's your instructions.
Yeah, so I just casually walk up and just try to...
Okay, are you raging? You're not raging at the moment.
No.
All right,
just
so you stride up and you take a swing at poke at him with your pike. It catches on his armor, however, on a shoulder plate of his armor. However, that piece of armor has already kind of been disintegrated by the fire, and so it pierces through, and he more.
I'll untake the rage. Sorry. Yeah. So
no, that's fine. No, it's all good. I just take away the 2. It's fine. So you do 5 damage. All right. Was that your turn? Was there a bonus action or?
No. I just walk up and just basically sort of like try to impale him into the ground and just sort of like,
beautiful.
Yeah.
So you stab forward with your pike and you are able to
so it'll like pierce through like one of his arms or something, but it's just like that he's still flailing. He's not. I didn't get a vital organ.
Yeah, and the extent to which you want to like hold him with your pike, you'd probably need to grapple to do that. You've more attacked. So say you have successfully damaged him. You've done your 5 damage. So it pierces through a broken plate in his armor. Literally, if he had his normal armor class, it would not have hit. But his armor sustained some damage, and he's taking blows a bit more easily. Pierces through his broken armor, takes 5 damage. He looks up at you and says, you cunts, you're all fucking cunts. Anything else you wanted to do, Andre?
No, I'm done.
Okay, Shalom.
Andre's just stoic and just walking up, stone face, just trying to...
No sympathy here.
Shalom takes in a big lung full of air. Is it air that he's breathing, or is it like some kind of...
considering that you and Inkeri also passed your constitution saves, it's sufficiently aired enough to call air. We'll say air. Based on the save.
Because if it's smoke, it probably would still choke him up. He's a Yuan-Ti, so I think he has resistance to poison or something like that.
So basically, because you guys passed your saves, all of you did, there's no issues with the smoke. You've kind of been able to rig up, holding something over your face or something like that, and you guys haven't been affected, so you're all good based on the past save.
Okay. Charlene is going to kneel on this first corpse and see if he can kind of with his knees feel if there's any healing potions or loot on like his corpse. So he's basically just gonna kneel on this guy's couch or whatever. Like he's shameless about using a fragged corpse as a kind of like a cushion for his knees, as well as using his knees to kind of like suss out things. And he's gonna cast Firebolt.
Okay.
Oh, actually, does he have line of sight? No. All right. Well,
you can move.
He's gonna do that, and then he's gonna try and just roll. Not like he's good at it or anything. He's gonna try like a little clumsy roll to about here, if that's okay.
Yep.
And take a little firebolt at to Frederick.
I'm loving the chat.
Am I good to?
Yeah.
All right. There we go.
Okay.
All right. Sharlim Lush launches a primordial spell with a hiss, eyes flashing. It's a 19 to hit. Does that hit?
That certainly does hit.
8 fire damage.
Beautiful.
From the bolt.
So you unleash the arcane fire energy from your hand in a bright white-red bolt towards Frederick. Flies through the air, and I mean, you can see he's already had a lot of flames today, but his armor cops a further beating from your firebolt, and you can see him grimace from the damage. He is looking towards his last legs. And in terms of your search of the corpse, you find, there's like 5 gold in there. Other than that, his equipment is what he's wearing: armor, sword, that sort of thing. No healing potion. He's from what you gather of your observations of the daggers thus far, he's just a grunt, so he's unlikely to have anything quite so rich as a potion or anything like that.
Wait, all good. No bottles on his knees.
Alrighty then, and Carrie has used her turn this turn to slowly euthanize everyone else in the room using her spores. We'll say she completed it on that turn, and we'll let her back in the fold this turn. But Long, it's your turn again. Orc?
Oh, sorry.
Your turn, bro. Brah.
I came around quick. Sorry.
Orc, brah.
Yeah, once again, stop getting distracted, as I said.
My weapon's not shiny.
My spear's more bone. It's got a bit of metal, but it's mainly like bone.
But it's glowing and shiny.
Oh yeah, that's right. I forgot about the glowing bit. Yeah. Okay.
You said
imagine
You basically
it's
have
like
a giant lightsaber going. Woo.
Yeah, imagine it's like a big like brutal bone tipped like whaling spear kind of thing. Like
With your shiny bow.
Like that really huge.
All right, keep your bone spear to yourself. But anyway, it is your turn, Orc.
No analogy here. Anyway, yeah, no, that's fine. What were you saying about the condition of the guy? He's the only one standing, right?
Yeah, everyone else is very dead. He is his weapons and armor have kind of been blown apart. He's left a fairly pathetic figure with 2 daggers. He has many wounds. He's very bloodied. You don't think that like one hit's going to do him in, but you don't think he's probably too far away from meeting his maker, so to speak.
Oh, okay. So knowing that only, there's probably not much life left in him, I of course throw my entire being into the strike and do the same wombo combo, because all or nothing. Absolutely.
Ooh. Jesus.
Yes, he did.
Those are some heinous rolls, bro. Jesus. So 7 plus 4 for a crit. So that's 15, 21. Jesus. So basically at this point,
I didn't mean to go that hard.
at this point, Lon just kind of sees the red mist and it's almost akin to a barbarian's battle rage, but much more calm and focused. He kind of almost seems to slow down in time, and everything kind of it just swing, bang, 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 and basically 3 punches, just one after another, same punch. Actually, well, no, it's not quite that time yet. So basically, 3 punches to the head, just 3 crosses one after the other. Is that a hook? I don't know. Anyway, I should know that. But and on the second punch, there is like a sound crack, and you're fairly confident you've completely shattered his jaw. So he is still standing, but he is looking utterly miserable. Literally on his last legs. I don't know if that literally works in that sentence, but yeah, we're looking at 1 hit away kind of territory. In Kerry, it is your turn. Oh, hang on, was your turn finished? Sorry, Orc.
Yeah, no, that's fine.
I don't think you did quite enough that turn. Maybe pick up your game next turn.
Next turn, I'll get him.
No,
have you got another attack up in your pocket? Like just...
Yeah, only 3's a bit lame. I mean, it's level 2. You meant to have like 5 attacks by now at least. Anyway, Kerry, all yours.
Kerry is just kind of like, the meat shields have got it, and is like very impressed by the smackadowneth that is occurring. So she kind of like decides, and starts investigating the room, looking for anything useful, as in documents relating to the daggers that she can find that can be used for information.
Yeah, so it is. It's a very exploded room. You can see bits of broken furniture everywhere. You would be fairly confident there would be at least some intact documents. The issue is probably going to be you're not going to be able to read them now, so you kind of have to grab and run. And obviously, you also have time to consider as well. But if you want to use your turn to just kind of grab at some documents to read later.
Yep,
no worries. All right, so while everyone's kind of taking care of DeFrederick and you're fairly confident they've got that covered, you rifle through a shattered desk, and in one corner of the shattered desk there is some documents that still appear to be intact, a small folder. You grab those, and that is your turn.
Thank you.
No worries. All right.
She's like, good job, boys. Good job.
Bandit Captain's turn. DeFrederick's turn. He goes, looks like I'm fucking done. Well, let him know I went down fighting. And he's going to take
We won't say anything at all.
You're horrible. He's going to make 2 dagger attacks on Orc again. Let's see if he even hits this time. First one, 8. His dagger goes wide. He's barely kind of, holding together consciousness at this point. So unsurprisingly, his dagger does swing wide. He takes a second stab, and he actually manages to hit. So as like his kind of last hurrah, as he can feel his vision kind of closing around him, he takes a second swing with his dagger, and he can feel the very brief satisfaction of feeling flesh kind of give way as he does basically just stabs a little bit of the way in, and Orc's quickly able to pull away so it kind of can't go in further and push his hand away. But Orc, you have taken 5 piercing damage. And Andre,
No, ignore that. I clicked on a button accidentally. Ignore all of that.
Would have loved as Tyrone trying to keep up decided to beat on him I can do it too.
I was trying to do something else and I couldn't find the hotkey for it. So
is it Charlene's turn?
No, it's Andre's turn.
Oh, it's Andre's turn.
Yeah, cool. Give me 1 sec.
Right.
I'm just.
I jumped the gun there.
No, that's all good. I did too, because I'm having to make a new hotkey for something because I couldn't find.
Look, we have talked a lot and done a lot of planning in the last few episodes. Everyone was eager to start actually hitting people as much as the good party does, because they're all about violence.
And
they're not very good at it.
Peace, and we're all about peace through death.
Absolutely.
Peace through death. Well said, Orc. From
Return
the lips
people
of an ugly elf.
That was a bit in Kerry.
I'll say it through through I haven't picked yet, but there's a hero that I often quote that I'm obsessed with. Yeah, you know what I'm talking
My
about.
bard's got
So
that
we'll,
idea.
we'll say
Yeah.
that there's like some phrase or something, or it's like, no, we're not, but we're just peace through death.
Yeah, I like it. And then it's like Bruce Lee, be like water.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
All right, so Andre, your turn.
Yeah. Cool. Give me one sec.
Do the violence, bro. Do the violence.
Well, it's theoretically violent in a way.
I came here to negotiate.
Okay. Now, so basically, I'm gonna just out of frustration, I'm gonna breathe my cold breath weapon on him, which is a he has to make a con save.
All right, just one sec. I'm just fiddling with one thing to make
Yeah,
it.
I'm just adding it as an attack option because I didn't have it by default.
There, I like that better. Let's put the chat feed there. So you're using your breath weapon. I have to do a con save. Was that correct? Con save, was it?
Yeah, con save.
All right. The bandit captain rolls quite high. I'm assuming that probably makes it. Yep. So does he take half damage or?
Oops. Oh, sorry. I just clicked on something. So DC saving throw is my con modifier plus my proficiency. So it'll be 14 DC.
Yep.
2d6 cold. 2d6 cold damage on a failed, half as much on a successful.
Okay, so he takes 2 damage. So describe how you do that.
No, sorry, that was not a 2d6. That was, for some reason, that was just a straight 4. I don't know why.
That's the result of the 2d6. It's an auto damage roll. Yeah.
Is it? Okay.
So
okay,
you did
cool.
4 because of the failed, the successful save. He'll take 2 damage. So describe your breath weaponing him.
Yeah. So Andre's just getting frustrated and just wants him to shut up. So so after like stabbing at him, and then watching Orc just pummel him, I'm just like, stay. I just yell at him, stay down, and I just go. And just try to just like freeze him to the ground, just sort of like try to like freeze him to the ground, and just to stop him from moving, and just because I'm just getting frustrated with him.
So we have our Dragonborn rear his head back and blow cold upon De Frederick.
Yeah.
De Frederick, yeah, sure, I'll say in this case, I'm happy to say that for at least freezes his feet in place. He wasn't going to be probably doing a lot of moving anyway, but he definitely won't be now. And you can also see him kind of reel back from the force of your cold, and you can see that he took damage from that, and he's very, 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 very close to death, but not quite there. Cat,
can I ask a reference question?
Yep.
So you told us last week that in Daggerford there is a cleric who will resurrect people for a fee.
Well, no, he actually so this is potentially... Oh, yeah, look, your characters would know it by now. There is a cleric at the Temple of Lathander who will resurrect people. He does it for free, but he can only do 1 per day, and it's up to him who he decides to res each day. So that's a complex thing in of itself. But you roll me an Arcana check in Carrie. I know we're mid-combat, but roll me an Arcana check.
Well, it's deciding what I do next, because if she knows he can be rezzed, she might.
Yep, so roll me an Arcana check. Okay.
22.
You are very aware that there are many methods by which the dead can be interrogated, even without being resurrected.
Yeah.
So you suspect that your duty here, when Wenzel said, not Wenzel, sorry, when Banala T says that, we want no witnesses, means to place them beyond the point where they would be able to be easily resurrected. So, I mean, make of that what you will, I suppose.
Thank you.
Because you're aware that there are spells like Speak with Dead and things like that, that if these guys were discovered in a resible form, that they would potentially have information that would lead back to you. So the destruction of witnesses may not simply be snuffing out their life, so to speak. Well, not even so to speak, literally. So yeah, hang on. Whose turn is it?
Is it
Charlem's turn.
Charlem's turn.
Yeah. All right, Charlem.
Charlem just got to scream, probably just got to scream, death! Death! And, yeah, he's just going to let loose another firebolt. Oh, goes wide.
Okay, yeah, unfortunately, caught up in the moment and your passions and seeing the man seeing DeFrederick on his last legs, you want that kill, but you just too eager, don't take the time to aim, and unfortunately it does fly off to the side, leaving him unharmed. Used movement.
He's gonna use his movement, though, to move around a bit and see if there's any exits. He wants to make sure this guy can't escape.
Yeah, so basically the only what would have been an exit that you can see towards the back of the room near where he's actually standing. So towards the back of the room near where the bandit captain's actually standing, you can see a staircase further down. However, it appears to be like non-functional at this point. He's essentially trapped, but it does appear the tunnels did go down a step further. However, the explosion has at this point disabled that tunnel entrance.
Okay. Yeah, apart from just looking around, there's nothing really noteworthy that we can see in this burnt, charred out kind of.
So like I said with in Kerry, basically the place has been blown to bits. There's a lot of like broken wood from furniture and rubble. Finding anything, I guess, a bit deeper than that, you probably need to use your action to do it like in Kerry did. On surface level kind of scan of the room, though, it just appears like there's a whole lot of broken shit, worthless broken shit, and basically to arrive at any deeper conclusion than that, as said, you would probably need to use a turn. Did you have a bonus action or are you done?
I don't think I've got a bonus action that I want to use.
Sure.
I can think
all
of.
right, Lon, it is you again.
Okay, no worries. So he's still alive, right? Like he's not doing so hot, but is that right? Or is he actually dead now?
No, he's alive. He's looking really, really fucked, but he's alive.
Okay, no worries. I become like visibly sort of bored, and I will actually go to grapple him, which shouldn't be too hard. Although depending on rules, I guess. So you'll have to. I just rolled it. You'll have to check.
Well, he's actually proficient in athletics.
Oh no!
So as you kind of reach forward,
The last stand.
you reach forward to kind of grab this almost snuffed out guy who's bleeding from everywhere and everything. You see easy pickings, and you kind of arrogantly, or at least you underestimating him, like reach forward and grab at him. But there is life in him yet, and basically he flings your arms to the side, just goes like this, and your arms go wide. You almost stumble, but keep your feet. But you are certainly unsuccessful in grappling him. I'll say that was your.
It's like when you hear those stories about like in like dire death situations when like a mum like
lifts a car. That's it.
Lifts a car off their baby or whatever. Yeah, this guy is in that situation against us. he's just like pulling out his like crazy like insane strength out of nowhere, just like to fight us off. It's just like
Now,
He just wants his last. He
I
wants.
just want to say,
Yeah.
as my bonus action, I use my other unarmed bonus to attempt to grapple again. And that's
Okay,
my
let's.
new roll.
Well, let's see if he crit fails as well. I don't even know what will happen then, but let's see. Well, he'd still be higher. Okay, so you're set. Well, I don't know if I'd normally let you bonus action it as well, but in this case, considering you failed, it's an easy enough decision. You again reach for him, and for a second time, he's like, "Just no, just fuck off," and again pushes your hands aside. At this
He
point,
basically just slaps your hands away, just like.
so Lon, that I believe is your turn.
That is my turn.
You've still got
My
movement
very
technically.
shameful turn.
And Carrie, you're up.
Inkeri would like to spend her turn trying to figure out how to dispose of bodies without them being rezzed.
All right. Funny you should mention
She just kind of
that.
sits there going,
As you saying that, you hear, you're probably the only one that hears it because you're a bit closer to that end of the room. You hear Banality yelling from upstairs, "The guard are coming. I'll hold them off as long as I can." And so
hurry it up, boys!
And so you want to use your turn. Well, I mean, a real good option would be disintegrating or incinerating them, something where there's not something left
Don't have
to
Clive.
res anymore.
Clive would be really useful for a giant human bonfire, but we don't have that.
Cat, why are you attacking my light? Get off the table.
Yes, you do.
We do? Okay.
Yeah, that's my thing. I can burn stuff.
All right, so
Shalim, we need to hurry up. We need to kill them, set them on fire so they can't res and get out of here.
all right. So do you want to do anything else with your turn? I'll say that considering Shalim's got that covered, you can mulligan that turn and do something if you would like.
Sure. I would like to. Let me think.
Don't touch me, pleb. Sorry, just read it, chat.
No, if I use that, it goes against everybody, and that's a bit overkill, and might bring the whole place down.
I like it.
Thunderwave? That would be a really great idea right now.
Well, yeah, it could have interesting consequences.
I will
Love it all.
use. Olk should have done some judo.
I was just going to say, I should have done my MMA. I should have been like, he stuffs your takedown. He puts his legs back and just bang, nah, it's not happening.
I actually played a monk, and I really want to play a monk again because I could use all this judo terminology or martial arts terminology. It'd be really fun.
All right, she's going to actually
get real bored,
do
we'll
some
stop
attack
one day.
move. She is going to use Ice Knife. Does it let me do it that way? It's within a 60-foot range. And I have to make a ranged spell attack, so I'll do that. How do I do a ranged spell attack using this?
What you can do... Hang on, so...
Why do I just roll a d20 and then add 4?
Yeah. It's annoying how, like, yeah, I think that was
no,
wrong.
I can cast it at first.
Yeah, if you click it rather than click it not as demonstration. Oh, no, it still didn't do it.
I pressed that button. Did it do it?
No, it's just a save, so I need to roll a spell save against 12.
Is it? No, it's a spell ranged attack.
Oh, yeah, no, it is make a range. Why does it have this?
All right, we'll just do it this way.
It's not relevant. It's not relevant.
No, she does not hit.
Okay, so unfortunately...
With a 4, that makes 10. That does not hit.
So
Yeah,
we're having...
with any of those sorts of rolls, just click on the relevant stat and and that'll just automatically roll the relevant stat, and that should do it.
That's a good point.
So basically, yeah, he's copped it's been a song of ice and fire for our dear friend.
Inkeri to be a dick is all like, "Oh, boys, hurry up!" and just like goes, and then pegs it, thinking she's helpful, and it just kind of hits the wall and goes.
It hits the wall behind De Frederick, and he says, I thought that was going to be the one that kills me. Piss weak! And he has a little bit of a laugh, spits some more blood
Then
out.
it suddenly goes boom, and now he has to make a dex saving roll. Sorry.
Okay, dex saving throw.
Yeah, because it explodes with a shatter of ice shards.
He
He
does.
succeeds that as well.
He does make the
He
save.
will not die.
Does that still do half damage, or what happened?
No, because it's a first level.
Yeah.
No,
All
it's
right.
just hit or miss.
So
He
somehow,
avoids all the ice shards.
De Frederick manages to avoid death once more. He is hanging by the skinniest and measliest of threads, and he's fuck yous. I think I've already said it, but fuck yous again. And he's going to take 2 swings at Orc. First one, 13. That misses crit.
Attack me,
I'm
you
16.
wolf.
Yeah, he's got a thing for Orcs. Punched him like 70 times in 20 seconds.
Yeah,
He's got a
okay.
bit of a hate boner for him.
That makes sense. No, that makes sense.
And tried to like softly grapple him or something. So.
And the second, he's going to go 21 to hit.
Sorry, your sound dropped out, Josh.
21 to hit. I'm guessing that hits Orc.
Yes, yeah.
So in his second time, as he's like woozily trying to stay upright and just trying to stay alive as his literal lifeblood flows from him, he takes 2 more swings. He can barely see at this point. His vision's so dark. The first one, he can feel it hit nothing but air. The second time, there's that satisfying catch again as he feels it cut through flesh. It cuts across your chest, doing 6 damage to you, Orc.
Cool.
That is his turn. Andre, you're up.
Yeah, Andre just grits his teeth, and he's just going to try to, like, just impale him into the wall. Like, just literally just impale him into the wall.
Alrighty then. Finally, Andre, how would you like to do
The
this?
lifesaver hits.
Would you like to describe that impalation? I don't know if that's a word.
Just literally just like after all of this fighting back and forth, it's just like where Andre like tried to stab him before, and it's just like I cut him a little bit and missed, and then Orc like has been like flailing at him, and there's been this fight back and forth, and then just like and then this ice dagger like flings over my shoulder and just like shatters on the wall, and just like all in the middle of the heat of the battle, and then Andre's just like, "Ugh, let's just finish this," and just like grabs his pike and just impales like him straight into the wall, like just like ram straight through his chest, just into the wall, like just.
So De Frederick has a brief moment of
nailing him to the wall.
So De Frederick has like a brief moment of almost sensing the tide of battle turn, that finally this is the moment. He looks like, go on then, send me off, lad. And then bang! Feels the pike rocket through his chest. His vision fades to black as his soul leaves his body. Or what? Actually, yeah, I suppose his soul does leave his body because they exist here. And there's the satisfying sound as the pike parts flesh, and then a clank as it hits the wall behind. He is very much dead on the end of your pike. Before we leave initiative order, though, however, in Carey, you hear from up the stairs, you hear Banality's voice saying, yes, go check in there. I'll watch the door. And you hear the sounds of 2 people coming down the stairs.
Heads up, Inkiri like backs off. Wait, but I've got to see the map again. Sorry.
So
Backs off. So she's
should we even
here.
leave initiative order? Maybe we should just stay in it.
No, you are.
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying.
yeah.
You're actually still in. Hang on, we'll just let
Kiri's
that
there,
go.
and as soon as they step in her range, as a reaction, she'll hit one of them with the 1d4.
Why is that what's matched? I don't want that model. Why you got to do me like this? Oh well, it'll have to
And
do.
Charlim is starting to change. He's starting to manifest his kind of secret
It's a
final
giant.
form.
It's a giant. Yep, you've been attacked by a giant. Sorry, guys. He's going to look real idiotic, that small. And so at that moment, striding down the stairs, Inkeri can see one of the town guardsmen, and another one behind him, and a little further up the stairs, Banality, and he kind of looks at it like shrug. I didn't know what the fuck else to do. So you have the town guard upon you as well, at least two of them from what you can see.
So as her reaction as they enter her space,
Yep.
she will hit one of them with 1d4 of necrotic damage as a
Alright.
reaction.
Okay. How many hit points do you have, guard? Because for some
And
reason...
that is 4.
Okay,
Woohoo.
so...
4 of D4.
Give me one
Right.
sec while I
Nice
set this
roll.
guy up. He's all weird.
I've rolled either critting or nothing today.
Just one second.
So are we in? Sorry, I'm
You're
just
still
a bit,
in-
Are we in initiative
You're
order?
still in initiative
Yeah,
order
yeah,
at this point.
yeah. There's still stuff happening. I'll be back. I'll be back in one sec.
No worries. I'm just quickly setting up this model because for some reason I wish it was just a default.
I'm not using my turn, I'm using my reaction because I can do that as soon as they enter my space
Oh,
as a reaction.
Oh, like that's part of your spore thing.
So this is Halo of Spores, in which they enter.
That's so
Then I
cool.
can do a D4, and Symbiotic Entity, which is my second level, which I've debated now,
Yeah.
doubles my weapon damage. So it doubles my dice
Cool.
with a weapon damage, plus Shillelagh, which turns my stick from a D6 to a D8. So
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
rolling two D8s on damage.
Okay.
Yeah, Shillelagh's great.
And we-
Shillelagh's rocking.
We will
And
say
it lasts for 10 minutes, so I've only had a few rounds, so I've got it still for ages.
so as the guard walks in, we'll say at this moment it's initiative order and that you do spore him. He's kind of walking into smoke and chaos. He doesn't really know what's going on. He does take 4 damage from it. He however stops and announces, "Stop in the name of the town guard. What the hell is going on in here?" And so in Kerry, you can kind of see Banalities lurking at the top of the staircase. We'll leave initiative order at this point. So you have 2 kind of town guards. We'll say he's come in and the other's lurking in the staircase behind him. And yeah, free actions at this point. So in the name of the town guard, stop! What the hell's going on in here? He says again.
We were taken to this place and trapped and attacked. Oh my god. Chumpus.
What? Explain yourself. I don't understand. What do you mean?
We are just
Sorry,
tourists
just-
in your town, and we were lured here by these gentlemen, and then they attacked us, and this guy was fighting this guy, and there was an explosion. I don't understand what's going on. Please help me. Charm person.
I think. Okay, beautiful. Yep, go.
Do-do-do-do-do. My last spell, so let's hope it works. So spell save
12.
12.
On what stat? Wisdom. All right, so. So he shrugs off your spell casting, and also he's now fully aware that you actually tried to do that. He can feel the kind of arcane interaction in his head, and with an effort of will, he forces it down and then looks at you and he goes, "Right, you're all under arrest."
Oh, on Charlene
We're under arrest,
understands
boys. What do
that
you think
shit.
about that?
Okay, so Charlene increases in size, growing from a
Oh, I bet he
medium.
does.
So he's probably about like 9 feet tall now, I guess. I don't know what qualifies large. So his flesh kind of becomes iridescent with like flames and ice and strange elemental magics coursing across the surface of his skin, but also from coming within the sinews of his muscles. And that's pretty much his turn. Like that takes an action.
All right, we're free. We're
But
free.
out of initiative order, he's also going to cast a spell called Blaze, which basically sets his body on fire.
I like it.
I think you need to tell him that he's under arrest.
Yeah.
At this point, the guard starts to look slightly nervously. Through the assistance of your light spell and him slowly gathering his wits, he's now able to survey the room. He can see the mangled bodies. He can also see some well-armed adventurers. And he kind of takes a turn to step back and talk to his colleague about maybe reassessing the situation. As he does that, though... you hear like a disgusted, kind of annoyed sigh from Banala, and then he firebolts the guard in the back. Unfortunately, he misses. So a firebolt comes whistling down the stairs, and in Kerry, you're able to hear Banala say, "Get on with it. We need to get out of here." And we'll jump back in the same initiative order. To make it easy, I'll give these guys the initiative the bandit captain had. So Lon, top of the turn, and we'll say Banala. He's not going to take part. He's going to watch you guys.
You said it was 2 guards, right?
Yep, 2.
Yep.
One a bit higher up the stairs, one at the bottom of the stairs.
So to the other one, I'll say, no, you're under arrest, and I'll also roll for intimidation.
Sure, go for it.
What is it with Orc and his poor initiation rolls, man? He's like...
Okay, so I mean...
He's a beast. He can actually really hurt people, but every time he tries to initiate, no one believes him.
There's been some shocking rolls.
I would
from
say...
poor old Orc.
I would say he's already, pretty damned intimidated by the situation. You're so unintimidated, you almost make him... You're so unintimidated, you almost make him more comfortable for just a second. What is that your turn? What else would you like to do?
No, that's okay. I will, because it's smoke, I will actually stealth, which is a racial.
Yep, sure.
Yeah.
All right, Rachel, no worries. Such a Rachel move. I can't remember. I'm more of a Phoebe myself. It took me a while to think of another member of the Friends cast. Anyway, sorry.
You cut out there, man.
Oh, and it was gold as well. You really missed out. Anyway, sorry, you were done?
Yeah, sorry, no, and I will. I'll move towards the stairs as well, so I'll go up.
No worries.
Yes, I'm done.
Yep. All right, you're standing right next to him. That's cool. I guess you used your action for your shoutiness, so you just kind of walk up next to him. Hey, I'm the guy. Inkeri, it is your turn.
Inkeri will step up, take one step, and go, "Fine then," and she will smack a man. Or attempt to smack a man.
Sure. With your shillelagh.
And he misses.
All right,
And
so you see it increase. That's not how many hit points you meant to have. Hang on, sorry, guys. Minus 7, 8. All right, that's better. Wrong. Just have the right amount of hit points. Sorry, guys. Editing in another window. That's better. You're fine now. Now we just need to fix you. It's 11. Okay. Beautiful. All fixed. Beautiful. All right. It's a symphony. Hey, that's not meant to be visible. Oh, well.
Symphony.
It's a symphony of failure. Why is his hit point thing visible? Anyway, doesn't matter. And why is he on... Why does it keep changing the wrong one? Anyway, this guy's on full hit points. Ignore that. This other one is a bit grimmer.
You do realize that none of us know what you're talking about, Josh. So just you're basically talking to yourself.
No, normally the hit points don't show on the player output screen, but one of the guys is showing on the player output screen for me.
I can't see any of that.
As Shalim is muttering away, is his messenger of the gods. And Kiri, with her relationship with the gods, literally is just rolling her eyes like, "Oh, for fuck's sake." I got rid of middle management, and then I have to deal with this shit again. Oh my god! And because she's pissed off because she missed
I am a Deva,
All right.
sent to claim the souls of these wicked men.
So the guard is scared shitless at this point. Is not at all what he expected when he ran into this building. He is going to make an attack on Inkeri, but he does.
And before he starts, because as he starts his turn, Inkiri can use the D4 necrotic on him again
All right.
as a reaction. Because she used her reaction from the last one, and this will be a new reaction. And so she does that again. And one necrotic damage.
Okay, so we only did one. I'll fix
One
that.
gold
All right.
necrotic.
So he takes a very you can tell like he's green. This is not what he expected from his day. He nervously takes a swing at you with his spear, Inkeri.
And as he's swinging,
He does.
and he gets me.
He's 16. He just catches you. You kind of able to kind of evade, but just the very tip of his spear does catch you across your stomach, doing a very small cut for 2 damage. That is his turn. The second guard is going to take a swing at Orc.
Can he see Orc? Not that I am wanting to get hit,
5
but
feet.
Orc did.
Oh, that's
roll
right. He did, didn't he? Roll
18
terror.
stealth.
Never mind. Okay, cut. So he's going to take a good point. Good point. He's going to take a swing at Inkeri as well. He takes a swing at Inkeri, and you see he's shaking. He's so kind of like intimidated by the situation as he stabs with the spear. He actually lets go of it and like launches it for not like a deliberate throw, but just like accidentally drops it and completely misses Inkeri in the process.
To add to his fear, just before he'd done that, he had seen these really random spores enter his co-worker and drain a little bit of life from him as he breathed out and seemed to just sallow just a little.
So these gentlemen are really considering their choice of occupation at this point. Andre, your turn.
Okay. Yeah. So after impaling that guy to the wall, I start hearing a bit of scuffling and some noise behind me. So I just leaving my pike stabbed in the wall. I turn around. I turn around to see what's going on, and I see that there's like someone else attacking Inkeri, and so just by instinct I pull out a javelin and throw it at whatever's attacking.
I like it. Sure.
Inkeri.
Okay, so you loose your javelin, and through many years of experience loosing javelins, you feel your aim is true, and it sails through the room without harming any of your fellow adventurers in the process. And it basically it goes right into the guard standing forward, right through his head. Just basically his forehead separates, and there's kind of like just you can see some gory brain stuff. He remains standing for just a moment and then falls to the floor, and as his head turns sideways as he lands, there's a clang as the javelin hits the floor as well. You'll probably have to remove that from him if you want it back.
That's fine, I'll sort that out.
But
so basically, just while Inkeri was like fighting that stuff, it's like the guy that I stabbed in the wall, I just turn around and just say, "What's going on?" Just like just like
Inkeri gets the blood splatter on her face, and it's all like, just makes changes to the makeup a little bit.
And
I'll call out to Inkeri, just like, "You okay?" Just sort of like with no emotion, just sort of like, "Are you okay?" And that's the end of my turn.
All right, beautiful. So Andre has done his turn. It is now the turn of the giant, much more intimidating, now in Titan form, Shalem.
Yeah,
Titan form represented in chat there.
Yes, I am a Deva. A Deva, come to judge these men, flee, but leave your belongings, especially if you have healing potions. And I'm going to actually approach, but anybody can be burnt by me. So I'm not going to pursue unless Andre and Inkiri back off. But if Andre and Inkiri, Orc. If Orc and Inkiri stand back, I will close in and like burn these guys and attack them with my great sword, that old thing.
Sure. Well, the front guard's dead, so you're really only dealing with one more who's kind of standing in the stairwell.
So it's kind of up to them. It's up to them if they.
So you're kind of like holding your turn
holding your
until we
action.
get out of the way.
Yeah. Like that's what'll happen if I step up.
Sure.
You guys.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm fine with that. If you want to move him up. So basically, if they move out of the way as a reaction, you're going to use what spell was it? Oh no, your longsword. Sorry.
It's a concentration spell, the flame one. So it basically surrounds me with like a ring of flames. Sorry, I have to cast. I'll just show it
You had
again.
it up before, yeah.
Yeah. I haven't made a macro for that one.
Blaze.
Yep. So.
Yep. Go.
So he takes D8 fire damage just straight up. Yeah.
Gotcha.
When a creature closes into within, or starts their turn that close. Oh well. Okay. Yeah.
You
I
could
think he takes D8.
you could move. Couldn't you move to within range and just do it on him? Is there any?
Oh, he's just trying not to hurt us as well. I think that was the plan.
Oh, because you're on fire. Okay. Yeah, good point.
Yeah.
All right. Okay, then. Sure. So at this point, it's top of the next turn. However, before Lon takes his turn, this is about the time he acted last time. So Banala is actually going to step behind the guard at the top of the stairs, and he basically teeps him in the back of his shoulder blades. We'll do an athletics check just to make sure he succeeds on that. Where are you? There you are. Athletics, which I might have to do a strength because I don't have athletics on his character sheet. Okay. He attempts to kick the guard down the stairs. However, the guard basically is able to keep his feet, and at this point turns around looking very confused, wondering why the captain of the guard standing behind him that just ordered him down the stairs is suddenly trying to kick him in the back. Lon, it's your turn.
So does the guy move at all or no?
No, unfortunately the kick was not of sufficient athleticism to push him down the stairs. Banala is not known for his athletic exploits. He's more a wizardy poo.
Okay, so I go, ooh, hot. And I'll back up to the left and I will just whip a dart on my way by.
You gonna have a ciggy?
Yeah.
Anyone got a light? Anyone got a dart there?
Yeah. I just
Australia. Got a dart.
Gonna bum a fag. Yeah. All right. I can't seem to find my dart. Sorry. Oh, okay. I'll just do this. This is close enough. It's well within range. What is that?
Yeah, I reckon that probably hits. I reckon it's probably pretty safe to say that hits. All right, so that actually works because the hit point that's reflected on stream and now what it would actually be as a result. So, hang on, that's Monk Unarmed Strike, or is that the?
No, it's I don't have the dart there, but it's the same damage.
Same roll. Okay, cool. Assuming it is the same roll, then your dart flies true, striking this rather terrified-looking guard in the chest. He just looks utterly scared witless, and he looks down at the dart and now protruding from his chest and the blood spilling from it, almost in disbelief. Is like, this just wasn't meant to happen today. Inkeri, it's your turn.
Inkeri will also back away. Am I going to take a attack of opportunity for me?
Well, Lon didn't. That's a good point, actually. Lon didn't, but he couldn't see Lon, so we'll put that down to
Yep.
stealth. So yeah, actually, for consistency's sake, let's say you do risk an attack of opportunity if you want to do that. You're still happy to do that?
Yep.
All right, so he takes a swing at you as you step to walk away. One-handed swing. And almost shocking himself, his spear does strike true. But he the look on his face as it strikes true, it only worries him more that he's actually managed to do damage to one of you.
What actually happens is he doesn't actually hit me. As he goes to hit me, the spores will concentrate around the blade, protecting her. And then the ones that protect her from the blade kind of just fall away and fall to the ground.
Yep.
And her spores seem to be a little bit less.
All right.
I had temporary hit points because of the spores.
So move as you see fit.
What's her movement rate again? 30. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And what she would like to do for her action is to start to, again, having faith in the martial people and the giant snake man that's on fire, again, crapping on about some god-related shit. They're just stupid. She's going to start, like, dragging the bodies all together in a little pile to be ready to, like, be set on fire.
All right, I like it. Okay, so let's, that's fine. In Carrie, I love that you, while everyone else is lost in, the heat of battle, you're attending to, like, more pragmatic tasks. I like it. All right, so that would make it the guard's turn. At this point, he's going to throw down his spear. He goes, like, I can actually no, because as soon as you move, before he even gets to do that, your reaction is triggered, Shalem.
Oh,
Can't hear
yeah,
you, buddy.
so...
Oh, there you go.
Can you hear me?
Yep.
Can't hear you now, sorry. Yeah.
Yep, we can hear you both.
All right. So I guess he just takes D8
That was
damage
2. Oh, yeah.
from the blaze. Oh, he takes 1 fire damage.
Hang on, what was the first
And can I
roll?
whack him with my sword?
Yeah, that was what you said in your reaction, I believe. Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
Are they normally
joining us on stream?
Are they normally what's joining us on stream? Sorry,
Kenji.
Oh,
Kenji.
I didn't even. Sorry, I was absorbed in my own, literally in my own little world. Actually, it's a vast and expansive world filled with magic and dwarves. Magic and dwarves. That was what we offer. That is what we bring.
Does
Magic
that
and
hit?
dwarves.
He takes 5 slashing damage from that old thing.
So just clarify for me exactly. You've done damage through your flame ability and sword. Explain how that both happens in one turn. I'm sure it's mechanically sound, but explain it to me.
Okay, so the flame ability actually would have already happened because when I closed in on him, it's like a passive. It's just like a passive.
But it would have
it's a
damaged
concentration
Orc and Lon
spell.
as well. But didn't you say you avoided getting
That's
that?
why we moved. He asked us to move.
Gotcha. Yep. Oh, okay. So, but you were going to step forward as well, though, weren't you? On the body of the last one once they moved, weren't you? So then you'd be in range of him and you'd attack. Okay, cool. So yeah, just step one square forward, and that all sounds great. All right, so you do 1 fire damage, and all right, he
5
just
slashing.
he just basically, as you kind of bear down on him in your massive, intimidating, and more than a little strange to the average person form, he makes a motion to kind of throw his spear down and surrender, but before he could even kind of contemplate doing that, a longsword comes ripping down and separates the top half of his body from the bottom, and the body collapses unsurprisingly to the floor. So now everyone's dead. Everyone's dead, Dave, everyone's dead, except...
All right, boys, quickly, let's get all the bodies together, loot them, and you can set them on fire with your godliness
yes.
or whatever.
So I'm gonna cast lots of fire bolts.
Yep.
And use my like flaming form, and I'm gonna ask for any lamp oil, and I'm just gonna set anything that's flammable on fire.
Can we loot the bodies just quickly first, Mr. DM?
Yes, healing potions.
Yeah, so strangely, because he wasn't particularly good at using them, the bandit captain to Frederick, or the captain of the daggers, the leader, as far as you know, of the daggers, to Frederick, did have 2 healing potions on him. The rest of the guards, between the 5 of them, 6, 7 of them, you guys get about 30 crowns, but the only, I guess, more special items like potions are found on De Frederick. Everyone else is...
I throw one of the healing potions to Shalim so he shuts up. And then I know that I offer it to either... I point it in the direction of both Orc and Andre. Not unsure who needs it more, and is just like...
and so while this is all happening, Orc is showing very little interest in looting or looking. He's...
Andre
just
would
throws it at Andre then.
Andre would happily just grab one of the healing potions.
All right, so there's a
He doesn't need it at all right now, but...
And then, okay, quickly, everybody help.
There's a rapidly growing pile of corpses. You hear from the top of the stairs, Benala says, grab Wenzel's. He may yet be useful.
Andre, can you shove him over your shoulders?
So you pick up having...
And so I reach my pike out of the wall, out of where the where that guy was
on
the wall. I just
slithers
reach
to
my
the ground.
pike out of the wall, and then I just sort of like put it, like, slide it in my backpack or whatever, and then and just with my other...
Recover the javelin. I want to hear how that goes down.
And then I'll be like, and then whatever Inkiri's telling me, I'm just like, I'll just sort of like nod
and
sort of like,
we're gonna strip the guards.
Sort of like say yes as while I'm walking towards where my javelin was that I threw, and recovering that, and just sort of I'm sort of half listening to what Inkiri's saying, and just like
Inkiri like instructs him to like
go
strip
stride over to pick up my javelin.
Yeah, she advises him to strip the armor and any of the identifying things off the guards. Themselves, so they become just nondescript bodies chucked in there.
Why do you want me to strip?
So nobody knows that we killed 2 town guards if they figure it out. It's just a pile of the gang people. Yeah.
Okay. I grunt in agreement.
I'm doing things to allow you to kill more people and earn more money. Okay.
Yeah. I'll just like unlatch the locks of like their of their armor and stuff, and just sort of take it off, but then just throw them all in a pile, and just like so I'll take off the major parts of armor, like the breastplates and stuff, but then and just throw them in a pile and just like let's just burn them.
All right. So you guys have arranged a pretty decent pile in the center of the room of all the collected bodies save Wenzel, who is over one of Andre's shoulders. Shalim, I believe you're preparing you spread lamp oil everywhere. So take us through what happens as you ignite the fire. So you've set the lamp oil down.
So Shalim has only about 45 seconds to do this. He knows this.
Yeah.
He's big, he's on fire, and so but
maybe you can light other bodies while we start throwing more of the bodies on the top of the fire that you've.
So he basically just rolls around in like oily rags, and like he does it. Now I'm not immune to fire.
You're Snake Man, right? Right now.
I'm not.
So it's an oily, fiery snake man.
Oily, fiery snake.
So I might take actual fire damage. I don't know. I might actually risk some fire damage to do this craziness, because once the arcane fire creates a real fire.
Yeah.
I mean,
so Shalim looks at the rapidly increasing pile of bodies. He's dragged a few over themselves, which are just kind of lightly smouldering from the presence of his having carried them. And he looks at the big mound of bodies with their covering lamp oil, and
right
he just
right before you say anything, I jump in and say, "Dive into the bodies. That would be cool." Or hot. It would be hot.
Yeah, like, you bastard, you absolute bastard. So Charlene basically at this point, he puts both arms wide. You see the flames around him increase in intensity, and basically he just kind of swan dives into the bodies. There is this is a mound covered in lamp oil in an enclosed space. I don't know if you entirely thought that through.
My intelligence is -1, actually.
So there is a very quick conflagration of flames. One might even call it an explosion. At first, the bodies just kind of go up very quickly. You guys have like a moment to react. Actually, not even a moment to react.
Wait.
Yep, sorry, Andre?
Oh no, just about to say, like I just all of a sudden had the realization. Wait a minute, is Charlene stupider than Andre?
Yeah.
So basically,
You can just talk fancy.
So you barely even have. There's kind of no moment to react as like a rolling, a rolling sheet of flame crosses the room. You're all going to take, we'll say, 1d6 fire damage. Rolled a 6. And you probably want to get the fuck out of there. But the pile of bodies is burning along nicely. You also have the pile of armor. I don't know what you want to do with the identifying armor from the town guard. It's carryable. It's not a huge amount. It's only 2 guards.
Yeah, take it out with us.
All right. So you guys come running out of the.
Inkiri's paws take some of the damage, like makes a little shield to protect her from the fire, and then they all get burnt out, and then she gets hit.
All right. So
I'll easily carry a handful of.
All right, so you guys, Andre has Wenzel over one shoulder, some armor under the other, and you guys come running up the stairs. You greet Banala T at. Oh, I bet that's my mum. She's literally the only person that calls me. No, not quite.
Take it.
Hello, Nicholas. I'm unfortunately streaming Dungeons and Dragons. I'll have to call you back a bit later this evening.
No, tell the fuckers to fuck off.
Okay, will do. Fuck off, you've been told.
Look at you, Joshua. Hello, my love.
Love you. I'll talk to you soon, buddy.
Love you. Chat maybe tomorrow.
Yeah, for sure. Have a good one, dude. Love ya. I mean, I could ignore that call, but that would be rude. It's not like I'm streaming or anything. Shout outs to Nicky B. Love your work, Nicky B. I would love him to play you.
Tell him to get on the stream and give you more.
I've actually encouraged him several times to get into D&D, but no, that's a lost cause.
No, but just give you more viewers on stream.
Well, yeah, just the sass. The sass could work.
Special guest cameo as the town guard, and he's dead.
Just so rude. So rude, not giving you an extra viewer on stream.
I would love him as a cast member or viewer, but Nick's interest in Dungeons and Dragons is preciously limited. All right, moving on. So you guys race to the top of the stairs. There's now renewed smoke billowing out. It's got a bit of a different smell to it this time, though.
Barbecue.
It actually doesn't smell too bad. Barbecued meats. There's not a lot of seasoning, but you can definitely smell the meat. You get to the top of the stairs and greet Banala. As you kind of clear out of the exit, Banala looks down the stair tunnel, and he's going to add a fireball into the mix. There's yet another woof, as you hear like an explosion in that enclosed space. At that point, Banala's like, okay, we get the hell out of here now. And you guys are going to take off into the alleyways led by Banala. You do hear the sounds of other approaching guards, but you're pretty confident you got out of there in advance of anyone else arriving on the scene. So at this stage, it looks like you have fairly successfully assassinated a major portion of what you understand to be the leadership of the Daggers in Daggerford, under technically under the employ of the Zentarum. You guys are able to make your way quickly to a safe house. with Benalla. It's not one you've been to before. It is one in Farmers Row, not that far away, but not specifically one you've been to before. So you're getting a picture that the Zentarum have a lot of resources in Daggerford. They clearly have multiple safe houses. They clearly have financial resources. So you get back to the safe house. You're kind of sitting around a table, and Benalla is speaking to you. And Wenzel, his kind of somewhat severely burnt corpse is kind of sitting in one corner of the room, still. Oh, Damon's gone. That's all right. Still very corpse-like. Still very, very much dead. I'm pleased with the work you have done today. It appears that mayhap our fortunes may intertwine for a while, and we can ensure that the governance of the fair city of Daggerford sits with those enlightened and pragmatic enough to ensure the city is governed well, and, of course, in accordance with our whims. Are you dead, Damon? Never mind, Damon's dead. Because that was he was the kind of the one. Okay. So he's gonna say, "Would you excuse us a moment?" And he nods to Shalim and then to a door behind him. It's going to be hard for we'll give Damon a moment. So how are you guys?
I'll just sort of. So Andre's just gonna if he's gonna try to snub us and just talk to
no
Charlie. I'm just sort of gonna grunt and just okay.
Oh,
whatever.
no. Sorry, to be clear, you are all very much in my good graces. It is merely that Shalim had expressed an interest in membership of the Zentarum. If you just briefly wish to discuss that with him.
Sure.
Whatever.
So Andre's getting the impression that he feels like he feels like he's not wanted here, and he's and that this guy thinks he's better than him.
All right.
So Andre's gonna storm off and just
all right. Well, okay, fine.
No,
the Zentarim are
you only want to talk. You only want to talk to Charlene. Okay, whatever.
No. He's trying to placate you. Say no. To be clear, we can have the conversation here. It's merely that he wished membership. If any of the rest of you would like to join the Black Network, then you are certainly welcome to as well. But Shalim, you have expressed an interest, and I am happy to initiate you. Do any of the rest of you wish to join? No, it's not absolutely necessary at this stage. I'm sure we can maintain a collegial working relationship into the future regardless.
I have my own alliances. My interest with the Black Network is
who's
the respect of boundaries, shall we say.
What was that, Andre?
Oh, yeah, sure. Yeah, I guess we...
Oh, no, I'm just saying, so, on stream, I can hear just someone pounding on something, someone's hitting.
That's me, just absolutely going for it under the deck.
That's why he turned his camera
on. It's my baby boy.
Okay.
Just because we can't see you, so all we just hear is you. Okay.
It's a little man in the bar.
All we hear is noise. We can't see what's going on.
He's thumping the bar.
Okay.
So basically, we've been up for 1 hour, 51 minutes. We might call an end there. So basically, next session will kick off, and it will be the discussion with Benalla as to the immediate future. I believe you guys last session had also expressed an interest in discussing with Benalla about meeting one of the mystics within the Zentarum that might know a bit more about the dreams you've been having. So all that sort of thing will be conversations for next time. At this stage, what I will say, you will recall that you found a ring in Wenzel's pockets last session, I believe, in Carey. hang on. The screen's going to go a bit weird because people have left the chat. Apologies for that. You have had the time to identify that as a ring of Featherfall, 1 charge per day. So you have that item as well. I will organise basically loot and rewards. That'll all be given out next week. I'll go back and check what I've promised. But guys, thank you very much for today. Generally, we'll aim for 2 hours. Obviously finish, we're on a decent beat. Sometimes we'll go a bit longer, but it seems like a pretty good place. Thanks heaps, everyone. Just get you guys to quickly sign off. I think Adela's the only one with anything to specifically plug. So Adela, plug your shit.
Mostly on TikTok, yelling about D&D and DMing and trauma and all sorts of fun things like that. Come and have a chat.
Beautiful.
About how to terrorize people.
I'm going to get a TikTok just to follow Mootley, so I will next session I'll be able to be like, yep, seen it, it's real good, she says stuff, I like it.
She says stuff.
So yeah, please make sure you're following that. I'll shout out the good guys when they're up as well. They've got some Twitch and stuff like that. Really appreciate it if you support the people who allow me to make the stream happen by their presence. So yeah, please do follow her there. Andre, thank you very much for playing. Jeff, thank you very much for playing.
Late night man.
What? Oh yeah.
And lastly, Damon, thank you very much for playing. Anything you want to say? Shout out your judo, etc. Nah, he dead. All right, guys. Well, thank you very much. We will see you, I assume, next Saturday.
Yeah, fortnight? I thought you said you're having next.
We'll see. We'll see. I'll decide the next day or two. I think that every week. I might take next Saturday off, but by Tuesday, I'm like, no, D&D is fun.
You do too much D&D. You're like, I think I'll have a weekend.
Nah, unspeakable, never. I'm running my other group as well in the real world, which isn't streamed, so there's a lot of D&D in my weekends at the moment. Anyway, guys, thanks heaps. We'll most likely see you next week. I'll chuck my Discord link in just quickly now. You can you can join the Discord, so if there's any changes to time, schedules, things like that, they will be posted there, so we'll copy the Discord link. And you can chat with all of these. What?
I was using the Roll20 to chat to communicate.
We'll do your initiation next week because I think that could be a decent on-camera moment. So we'll give that its due justice when you're sitting in a chair and able to do it. So yeah, guys, I've chucked a Discord link in the chat. You can keep up to date with when the sessions will be, who's playing, etc. You can even chat with these guys in there. And let's face it, why wouldn't you want to do that? I'll be back in probably a couple of hours with the good group because I believe one member was at a freestyle competition today. We'll give him some time to get home. No idea how sober
I'm
it will be.
tune in because I heard they're in trouble and I want to see if anyone dies.
Yeah, they're actually in pretty severe trouble, so that's going to be interesting. I'll post in Discord when exactly that will be, but I'm thinking probably around 10. If it's any earlier, I'll post in Discord letting you know. On that note, also the YouTube, it's currently a placeholder name. It's just if you search Battle for Daggerford, the first 3 or 4 episodes are up. I'm continually uploading. Apologies to my beautiful players for some rather unflattering thumbnail icons. I'm going to have an official thumbnail that will go in every video and look a little bit better.
My chins.
Yeah, it was one of those moments. But yeah, so I will. This is all a work in progress. Which is basically my excuse each week for not being perfect, or maybe for being mediocre. I'm not sure, but either way, we get better each week. I get a little bit better at Roll20. We actually had a map with the correct textures today, so isn't that just amazing? We are improving at light speed. Catch you guys in a few hours. Players, thanks heaps. Peace out.